Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today we're diving into a story full of tension and emotion. Will Alex be able to secure a crucial business contract, and at the same time, will two Nars past come back to haunt her when her former mother-in-law appears again? If this story keeps you curious, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss what happens next. The morning cafe is quiet, almost still. Soft sunlight filters through the large glass windows, falling across Alex's face as he sits silently, listening. Across from him, John leans forward, his tone urgent and insistent. He wants to take 30,000 early ripening grapefruits immediately, pushing hard for export without delay. Alex doesn't answer right away. He looks down at the table, then slowly shakes his head. When he speaks, his voice is deep and measured. He explains clearly that the grapefruits need exactly 10 more days, not 8, not 9. 10 full days for the fruit to reach peak quality. This is their first collaboration, and reputation matters more than speed. If they rush now and the quality fails, the damage won't be easy to fix. John listens at first and nods, though impatience flickers in his eyes. But when Alex calmly states the price, 30,000 VND for each type, a fruit, firm and non-negotiable, the mood in the cafe changes instantly. John's face flushes red, his chair scrapes the floor as he shifts forward, voice rising sharply. He accuses Alex of overpricing, of taking advantage because he's just returned to the country. He brings up their childhood, their long history, asking how Alex could be so greedy, so willing to ruin a friendship over money. The cafe feels tighter, quieter, as nearby customers fall silent. Alex lifts his gaze, eyes cold and steady. His reply is blunt. He says this is the real value of quality. If John wants cheap goods, he should find them elsewhere. Alex won't take responsibility when customers complain later. His words land hard, without softness. John slams his hand on the table and stands up, anger written across his face. For a moment, it feels like everything might break right there. Business, friendship, trust. The air between them is heavy, suffocating. Then slowly, John exhales. He sits back down, his shoulders drop, and his voice lowers. He admits that Alex is right about quality, for the sake of their friendship, and because he doesn't want this deal to fail. He agrees to the price. Alex doesn't celebrate. He simply slides the contract forward. They read through it again. Then, without another word, they sign. Their handshake is firm, not emotional, but real. The sunlight in the cafe softens once more, though the earlier tension lingers, like a reminder that trust in business is fragile, even between old friends. Later that morning, beneath the wide golden light of the grapefruit orchard, Alex leads John and Ms. Lan along the red dirt paths. The trees are heavy with fruit, their color slowly shifting from green toward yellow. A gentle breeze moves through the leaves, carrying a light, sweet scent. John studies the orchard closely, reaching out to touch a large fruit. Alex explains that waiting one more week will allow the grapefruits to ripen evenly, improving sweetness and texture. They talk about sorting, how the best fruit should be cut with branches and leaves intact for tet displays, while others are trimmed cleanly at the stem. Ms. Lan quietly hands Alex a knife. He cuts open one grapefruit, peeling back the skin to reveal the flesh inside. John tastes it and nods. It's good, but he agrees. It's not at its best yet. The segments aren't full enough, the flavor still slightly sharp. John listens carefully as Alex talks about quality control, about guiding farmers from pruning to harvest, about building trust, not just with buyers but with the growers themselves. John's attitude shifts. Where there was impatience earlier, now there's respect. He's learning, observing, absorbing. They walk deeper into the orchard, discussing export plans and future markets. Laughter slips into the conversation, light and brief. The earlier tension feels distant, replaced by a sense of shared responsibility. Before leaving, John thanks Alex sincerely and promises to stay in close contact. They shake hands again under the trees, long shadows stretching across the ground. By late afternoon, Alex is driving back along the rural road. The sun is lower now, casting a warm glow over the fields. Despite the heated argument earlier, the contract is signed and the deal is solid. Satisfaction settles quietly inside him. And then, naturally, his thoughts turn to Tuna. Without overthinking it, Alex turns the car toward her house. He wants to see her, to share the good news, to feel that calm she always brings him. At the same time, Tuna is returning from the market. Her hands are tired, her steps slow. As she approaches her house, she stops suddenly. The front door is wide open. She freezes. The breeze isn't strong enough to have done that. Her heart begins to race as her eyes scan the yard. Old fears stir. Questions flood her mind. She stands there, tense, hoping it's nothing, yet unable to ignore the unease tightening in her chest. Alex parks outside and walks in with an easy smile, unaware of the worry already growing in her heart. The light fades toward dusk, shadows stretching across the yard. His happiness from work contrasts sharply with Tuna's quiet suspicion, creating an unspoken tension neither has named yet. Elsewhere, earlier in the day, Tuna had been working in the garden, hands moving steadily as her thoughts drifted to Alex. The thought made her smile. Life is busy, hard, but moments with him bring peace she rarely allows herself to feel. In stark contrast, her former mother-in-law sits alone in a cold house. Her thoughts are dark, bitter. She blames Tuna for everything, for her son Huang An being in prison, for the family falling apart. Anger hardens into resolve. She decides she will take her grandson back, no matter the cost. She goes to Tuna's house, calling out, knocking, waiting under the harsh sun. No one answers. The locked door fuels her rage. Finally, she leaves, furious and determined to return. Night falls. Inside the small house, warm light fills the room as Alex and Tuna sit together. Alex brings apples, smiling as he tells her about signing the contract with John after a fierce argument. Tuna listens closely, then shares her own day, selling fruit at the market, tired but proud. They wash the apples. Alex peels them carefully, handing her slices. Their conversation is easy, familiar. The worries of the day fade for a moment. Later, Tuna's voice softens. She admits her fear that Alex's mother might never accept her because of her past, because of Henry. Alex holds her hand firmly and promises to stand by her to protect their relationship. The night ends quietly. Alex stays for dinner, helps bathe Henry, and watches the child sleep. In that stillness, his resolve deepens. The day has been long, challenging, but it ends with something steady: commitment, responsibility, and the quiet strength to face what comes next. Part 2. The night grows deeper outside the small house, but inside, the warm light remains steady. After bathing Henry, Alex carefully lifts the sleeping baby from the basin, wrapping him gently in a towel. Henry stirs slightly, then settles again, his breathing slow and even. Alex moves with unexpected ease, careful and focused, as if this responsibility comes naturally to him. Tuna watches from nearby, saying nothing. Her eyes follow every movement. There's comfort in the silence, but also something heavier, thoughts she hasn't fully spoken yet. Alex places Henry onto the bed and adjusts the blanket. He steps back quietly, lowering his voice as if afraid to disturb the calm. For a brief moment, everything feels still, safe. They move back into the main room. The table still holds the remains of dinner, simple food shared without rush. Alex pours tea for both of them. The steam rises slowly, filling the space between them. Tuna sits down, hands wrapped around the cup. Her face looks tired now, the kind of tired that comes not just from work, but from carrying worries alone for too long. She finally speaks. She tells Alex that today, when she came home and saw the door open, her heart almost stopped. She didn't know who had been there or what they wanted. She didn't say it earlier, but fear stayed with her all evening. Fear that trouble might come back into her life without warning. Alex listens without interrupting. His expression changes, less relaxed, more serious. He apologizes softly, saying he should have told her he was coming. It wasn't his intention to scare her. Tuna nods, she knows that. But fear isn't always logical. She hesitates, then continues. She tells him about the former mother-in-law coming by earlier that day, how she knocked, waited, and left angry. Tuna didn't see her, but she knows what it means. She knows the pressure won't disappear easily. Alex exhales slowly. He leans forward, resting his elbows on his knees. He says he understands. Family issues don't end just because time passes. Some conflicts stay hidden, waiting for the right moment to surface again. Tuna looks down at her hands. She admits she's tired of always being on guard, tired of feeling like her past is something she has to constantly explain or defend. She worries not only about herself, but about Henry, about what kind of future he will grow up in. Alex reaches out and gently covers her hand with his. He tells her she's not alone anymore. He doesn't raise his voice or make grand promises. He simply says that if problems come, they'll face them together. If someone tries to take Henry away unfairly, he won't allow it. And if his own family has concerns, he will deal with them directly. Tuna looks at him, searching his face. She wants to believe him, but fear has taught her caution. Alex meets her gaze without hesitation. He tells her that his mother already knows about her situation. Not all the details, but enough. And she didn't reject it. She even encouraged him to help when he could. That doesn't mean everything will be easy, but it means there is room to talk, to try. Tuna's eyes slowly fill with tears. She turns her face away, embarrassed, but Alex gently pulls her into a quiet embrace. He doesn't say anything else. He lets the moment speak for itself. After a while, Tuna wipes her eyes and manages a small smile. She thanks him, not just for today, but for staying, for listening, for not walking away when things became complicated. Alex smiles back. He says complicated doesn't scare him. What scares him is losing something meaningful because he didn't try hard enough. Outside, the night insects hum softly. The world feels distant. Alex checks the time and asks if she's sure she's okay with him staying a bit longer. Tuna nods. She says she feels safer knowing someone else is there tonight. They clean up the kitchen together, moving quietly so Henry doesn't wake. There's no awkwardness, just simple coordination, like two people used to sharing space. Later, Alex sits near the window looking out into the dark yard. His thoughts drift back to the day, the argument with John, the tension over price, the pressure of protecting quality and reputation, the orchard, the contract. All of it feels distant now, replaced by something more personal. He realizes that success in business feels empty if he has no one to share it with. And responsibility doesn't end at work. It extends into the lives you choose to care about. Tu-na joins him, standing beside the window. She tells him she'll take Henry back from Grandma Tang tomorrow morning. She wants to keep things normal, not draw attention. Alex agrees. Stability matters, especially now. They talk quietly about practical things, work schedules, market days, small plans that make life feel manageable. Nothing dramatic, just realistic steps forward. As the night deepens, Alex decides it's time to leave so Tu-na can rest properly. Before going, he checks on Henry one more time. The child sleeps peacefully, unaware of the complicated world waiting for him. Alex turns back to Tu-na and reminds her to call him if anything feels wrong, day or night. He means it. At the door, there's a pause. Not awkward, just heavy with unspoken understanding. "Get some rest," Alex says. "You too," Tu-na replies. He steps outside, closing the door carefully this time. The yard is quiet. The sky is dark, but clear. As Alex walks to his car, he feels a steady resolve settle in his chest. Work will always be demanding. Problems will keep coming. But some things are worth protecting, even when they bring pressure. Inside the house, Tu-na locks the door and leans against it for a moment. She listens to the sound of the car driving away, then to the silence that follows. For the first time in a long while, the silence doesn't feel threatening. She looks toward the room where Henry sleeps and exhales slowly. Tomorrow will come with its own challenges. But tonight, she allows herself to believe, just a little, that the future might not be something she has to face alone. This story follows Alex and Tu-na through an intense day shaped by business pressure and emotional vulnerability. Alex faces a heated conflict with his childhood friend John over price and quality while negotiating a major grapefruit export deal. Choosing long-term reputation over quick profit, Alex holds his ground, and the partnership is finally secured. Later, as success settles in, Alex's thoughts turn to Tu-na. Meanwhile, Tu-na balances hard work, motherhood, and quiet fear when her past threatens to resurface through her former mother-in-law. That evening, Alex visits her, sharing his business success while offering emotional support. Tu-na confesses her worries about acceptance and her future as a single mother. Alex reassures her with calm determination, staying to help care for Henry. The story contrasts ambition and tenderness, showing how responsibility, trust, and quiet commitment can grow under pressure. It contrasts the noise of work with the calm of the countryside, showing how hope, attachment, and small reunions help people find balance and meaning in everyday routines.